Hi everyone, I am Julie Pellerin. My friends call me Jules. I am a student in Dr. Benucci's hospitality marketing class, and today I'm going to do a little lecture for you about Chapter 4, Question 1. So the reason I chose this is because it involves me and my family, and it involves the two different factors that affect our buying decision. There are personal factors and there are interpersonal factors, and how they influence our choices, as well as how hospitality or travel organizations could effectively appeal to me and my family. So, this is a little personal, so I'm going to share a little bit about my life with you today. So, consumer behavior. So, consumers consumers are influenced by personal factors, which are the psychological characteristics of individuals. And they are also influenced by interpersonal factors, which represent the outside influences of buying decisions for me and my family. So this is my family. This is me, my daughter Liliana. She is 13, and my youngest daughter, Marina. So, the way hospitality or travel organizations could appeal to me and my family is probably going to be a little different than some of the other college students in this class that are younger and don't have kids. Um, but these factors can apply to everyone. So, it's not just me. So, first, we're going to explore the personal factors that are influencing the buying decisions that are made by me and my family. So when we look at buying decisions, um, basically what we're looking at is I'm going to put this in context of vacations, travel, that kind of thing, because that's what we're studying here. So we have our needs, and our need exists when there's a gap between what customers have and what they would like to have. A need is also basic, like eat, sleep, things like that. But what marketers do is create a need deficiency. And this is a gap in what we may need and what we want. So by creating a need deficiency, you create a want. Oh, you really have to have this thing. People want it. So it's a little bit of a keeping up with the Joneses too, is kind of how I view it. But uh, a lot of these things are based on a person's self-esteem and the way they do this. Um, Wants are desires for specific satisfiers that feed those needs that are created in advertising and marketing. It's sneaky. Um, to understand the motivation is knowing how a customer becomes aware of their needs. So there are motivational theories, which is psychological. People may not even be aware they have them, but motives are customers' personal desires or drives to satisfy their needs. So all three of these things tie together. Then we have our perception, which is basically our senses. It's our sense of touch, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, color, things like that. And advertisers use that a lot more than you think. Um, when I look at the textbook here, there's so much to it. Movement, position, contrast, isolation, texture, shape, surroundings, things like that. But basically, these are all just ways to stimulate our senses to make us feel something. Then we have learning. We learn from everything that we do. And part of the thing that marketers do is they teach us what we want. They teach us our needs, our wants, and then get us motivated to try to fill those up. Um, And this is through advertising, things like that. Then we have personality. It's basically who we are, what makes us, well, all the factors we've discussed. In essence, it's what makes us the unique little snowflake that we are. We all have different facets to our personalities. And this is something that marketers use to appeal to us. Then we have our lifestyle. I consider myself to be a bit of a lifestyle junkie. With lifestyle, it's the way that we live. And then we have our self-concept, which is how we perceive ourselves. Um, I know a lot of people that grew up very poor, and they have a very poor self-concept as far as like monetary value goes, and they try to fill that up by spending money to kind of satisfy that. So moving on to our interpersonal factors. These are what affect you externally. So this is not internal, it's external. It's outside influences. So this is cultures and subcultures. In regards to me personally, I'm very involved with the Burning Man community, and I really relate to that culture and that subculture. So that's going to affect my purchasing of vacations or travel. Um, if you were someone that really was involved in anime and you related to that group, you related to, connected to the anime community, that would be your subculture. And so you might travel out of town or go somewhere to experience something on that makes you feel like you fit in. People want to fit in and belong, and it's your subculture that you relate to that helps you have that. So reference groups are divided into two separate groups. We have our personal groups, our tribe, our family, our parents, our children, our personal groups. Then we have our secondary groups, which are organizations like our church or our clubs or things like that we belong to. And then we have our social class, which identifies how you identify yourself based on education, wealth, upbringing, where you were raised, things like that. Then we have our opinion leaders, and these are the trendsetters. These are the people that are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is really neat. You should try this," or "I went on this vacation," or "I went here and there." And I think social media is probably a big platform for the opinion leaders to influence people in travel. Uh, Also, higher ranking officials, authority people you see on TV, celebrities, things like that. And then we have our family, which is our most intimate group of people that marketers can appeal to uh, get us to participate in their travel experiences. So I'm going to go into an example of a vacation travel experience that really appeals to my family and I. This is the Meow Wolf Art Gallery, and this appeals to us on so many levels. Um, I enjoy, my family and I, we love art and artists, so this is something that appeals to us in a strong way because this is somewhere that our friends have all gone. The opinion leaders are talking about it. It also applies to our reference groups, our family, our friends, and even our secondary communities. It appeals to our personal and our interpersonal characteristics of what we find desirable. We have our perception stimulated by the photos on this place and social media and advertising. I saw this article and I knew it was for me. We know that because I'm an artist, it will fit into my personality and my children that grew up around art. It works into our self-concept, which and the subcultures and cultures that we relate to as well. So here is a photo of my youngest daughter entering a porthole at Meow Wolf, having an experience there. And here's a picture of my oldest daughter experiencing Meow Wolf. So this advertising and this place, it really fits into the niche of who we are, and so it appeals to my family and I on that level. The advertising that we appealed to us was presented to us in a way that made us think that we would be the trendsetters and the opinion leaders if we went and experienced this before everyone else, especially when we found out our friends were going. So, how could a hospitality or travel organization effectively appeal to me and other members of my family? So, we've already gone over all these concepts and how that would work. But I did research some, and I looked up this article on multi-generational travel marketing, and I got some more juicy little tidbits. Um, it seems that there's a lot of boomers out there, and that family travel, including grandparents, is becoming a really popular thing, especially because the grandparents foot the bill. I didn't say that, the article did. But basically, hospitality organizations appeal to all generations, and they're trying to market to families that are groups. It also said that social media, which of course we all know is a huge, huge proponent for appealing effectively to families and people as far as travel goes. In my opinion, it seems like international travel, which I did when I was younger, back in the 80s, has become really popular, which is kind of surprising to me because it wasn't so popular when I was growing up. And I think social media has a big part of that. I think people see other people traveling and they want to experience that as well. And marketing of things like beach, theme park, vacations, things that are going to appeal to someone of my demographic. Um, so I also looked up this article to see if I could explore a little more about the factors that are influencing consumer behavior, maybe outside of relating to my family, and marketing campaigns, financial conditions, whether people can afford it or not, personal preferences, group influences, which, what is that, right? That is an interpersonal influence, group power, and purchasing power. So that is my presentation. Here's my works and my citations that I did. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good day, and thank you.